Housing Ghana's growing population is becoming a very huge challenge. Most importantly, for many city dwellers, is the issue of the rent regime.
Normally, I rent 2 years. I rent for 2 years, but my landlord every year he just increase the prices. So I pay every year. That's what I do. So if a time for renting, because I pay for 1 year, I think fine, it's good. They give me a letter that I have the bills to pay. Yeah, so that's why I feel that I have to pay bills. But if I'm not ready for the money, but Charlie, hot, now my swan is shit. I say, you know, that's it.
I paid 400 in Ghana cedis. Chemba yourself contain.
Where?
Ashoma Estate.
When your rent is up and you have to pay, how does it feel like?
It's very hectic, trust me. Very, very hectic. Because the kind of pressure sometimes some landlords give to tenants is so much hectic. And to the extent that maybe your job is not all that, maybe fetching much money for you, you feel so the hate is too much. And you know, going through agency is not a bad thing, but they know the exact place that this place has been rented to someone else. But what they do is that they will take you to the same place, so that they take in they call something moving fee from you. Then after, you know, they'll tell you, okay, if you are not interested in that place, I'll still have to search for a different place for you. It goes on and on. And by the time that you will get a place that is your choice, trust me, you know, you'd even spend more.
To ease the frustrations of these and many other Ghanaians who are forced to live in substandard structures like this one because of the outrageous rent charges, the Akufo-Addo government has made this promise to Ghanaians.
The government has decided to come in and bridge this market failure by setting up a national rental assistance scheme. And under this scheme, you know, if you have a job and we can deduct regularly from your income, under this scheme, the National Rent Assistance Scheme will give you a loan to pay your rent allowance. But we are paying this not to you, but to the landlord.
So we've come to Alajo to find out from some of the residents here what their views are on this promise of the Akufo-Addo government.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea because of that, people will feel comfortable to pay regularly for the government, because it's not everybody who have money to pay the bulk money for the landlords. So it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, but may have tried for us.
I think nothing is impossible. You know, if government is able just to put up very well things into implementation, they implement things well. I'm very sure that maybe things gonna be work all right.
For those who think it is a good idea, they do not trust politicians.
Government regulating tenants, I don't see the good aspect in it, because you know, government mostly when they come in, the things normally it will not go as planned. They will come with their regulation that maybe allow them to stay for this particular month or 6 months. Yeah, you know, government, when they own you and they are about to pay, it will take a year or two. Yeah, you are a landlord who needs to take care of a family. You also have a family of your own. How is it going to happen? So I'm not sure it's a good idea for the landlord. Maybe they should have a second look of that.
So what will work from your perspective?
My perspective is they should leave it for the rent control. And for this, like I learned, we should be paying tenants or whatever should be paying once every month. Those should be regulated. It should be regulated very well, that you know that when this guy comes, he's paying only this time for a month or 3 months or whatever. It's cool. You know, you can only rent for 3 months, 6 months. So if the person is able to pay, he or she will come and rent. If they cannot control the whole rent control, how can they control the whole housing project of Ghana? Look at our housing corporation at whatever circle. You don't know what is going on over there. So the government should move its attention to this housing project they are building, the all completed ones and other stuff, so that they leave these ones for us. They should tackle the most priority ones. If the government own the properties, the people can come to it in a budget that is okay with their finances. That one will be good.
That can 20 percent nipa 10 what a dambaku. That can 20 will not be that one thing. Woof overhead here, I want to call a day can they? Papa paying for. Over do one kotokotoa wada one. I said 200 and 300 on to me to high. An advance what you 2 years and 3 years and so on. Abam Mumaye. And can't be a member from 3 months. I say, so could get 3 months, power bulbulu. Until you get 2 years. And I buy so you cement so and cement to 40 Ghana.
For people who are not into formal employment, who do hand to mouth and by the street businesses, they think that government's promise sort of alienates them.
Amanu koyi because of koyi ni say the lockdown e ba ekra no umu abafie bebi amiti kra me no mukasa e mu ba say o ma be chron crofo dis amu duane e ba inde aduane say fra wiemu e fine for inde e na ye behu ejuma e nya na na ayi o krata what I say obi o ho a o ye labela ba ye tionika o han dan ba oni pipa obey ya obeti banya posa ne wuchiri no obeti me aboa eje so gi obi no ba na say eje so obi gi na mma no enti woni ba wi ani anya say me ngi ni di politics for ankasa no me ngi omu di omu nyina omu nka no kware.
Opinions are still split. What is the street credibility of the Akufo-Addo government as far as housing the population is concerned?
When it comes to housing issue, I give them 35%.
Oh, why?
Because me, I'm not seeing anything in terms of housing. You understand? Personally, I have not seen anything in terms of housing that the government is doing. Based on what I have seen and what I've gone through, if I should just use the housing to vote 2020, I think I'll vote the government out. Yes, let's be frank. I will vote the government out. If only it is housing alone, I will vote the government out.
You think they have failed?
They failed. They failed.
Politicians used to say this kind of words for them to get votes. Understand? They will say this kind of things for them to get people to vote for them. But I think if he can do this, it's good. But the trust there, it's not 100%. It's Charlie. It's because I've heard this plenty. They used to talk blah 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 blah, but they don't do that thing. But I don't know. Maybe now they have changed their mind. So
what is your trust level?
Oh, trust. If it is 100, I will give him 30. Yeah, I'll give him 30 because Charlie, if in Ghana street roads, we'll do this and do. They are not doing anything. So this one they but for them, maybe it's time for them to do something for us. Like I say,
Housing Ghanaians. Since they came for 4 years, I've never heard any project of their housing. If maybe you can help me, I know of the one at Tema from the Jomama, Zogli, whatever, but I've never heard. Yes, but I heard that they are about going to construct some new housing at Amasama, blah blah blah. I don't know where it have gotten to.
So, if I ask you to rate the Akufo-Addo government on housing Ghanaians, what would you say?
It's a no. Nothing. I can't say no. I can't point to any project. If you can help me out, any project of this current government within 4 years, maybe yes, I can give them 2 or 5. But you cannot point to any project.
Some are skeptical. Others think it's doable. Some say this is just a promise for votes, but many more wish that this could be accomplished with enforcement of rent control regulations. Caleb Kuda reporting for Citi News.